Our beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 2,500 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, Idaho, Illinois, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you. Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros, kids. Got one of our all-time faves today. As I told you a couple days ago, Dan is going in and out with AIDS.
Oh.
So, yeah, he's got the
HIV.
No, it's full-blown AIDS at this point. So
the lesions?
Yeah, it's starting to pop up, dude. That's why he has the beard.
I got you.
Because it's underneath all that.
For sure.
And Rudy Reyes is my co-host today.
Thank you. I love you, Ross.
Let's go.
The crew.
Yes.
Rob, everybody, thank you. It was a hot fill. Hey, audience, I just called you, 2-3 days ago. I said, I'm in Austin. I'd love to come in, talk about the show and such. And you made it happen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I said, look, man, I don't care, rain or shine. I'll be there for Rudy Reyes any day of the week. Heading out to the inauguration and all that other stuff should be a good time, hopefully.
It will be.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. I hope so. Do you get calls from your buddies still from Christmas years past about what's going on?
Oh, yes. And, I know some of the crew in the lineup. I know Tulsi Gabbard very well.
Yes, she's been on the show.
Spent a lot of time together. And I was telling the brothers earlier, I know when you get into the political world, you're under so much scrutiny. I'll tell you this about Tulsi. For 10 years, anytime a recon Marine or MARSOC young man was going through some training at the jump school or something like that, she'd text me, hey, Rudy, can you talk? I got a real special young man here that's just, got through Jump Master or what have you, and you're his hero. And so we do a little FaceTime, and these are proud young men doing everything they can for their country, and that's what she does. She would always just get us together. And what I like about her, regardless of policy, regardless of the talking points, she's got a finger on the pulse for the regular freaking everyday man and woman that serves their country. That's what I love.
Yeah, so, obviously she's been here. I get to hang out with her
and Pete
afterwards.
Hegseth, too.
And, Hegseth I'm going to see tomorrow morning. But with Tulsi, and here's the hard part, because
talk to me, brother.
You've been one of the biggest kind of influencers in the military community for a very long time. That's
an honor, by the way, because I had no idea it would. Remember, I grew up. You did too. We grew up in a time before any of this technology. Bike ramps with bricks and plywood, and there was no
horses
internet.
And carriages.
That's right. Mowing lawns and
by hand.
Yes. So you get what I'm saying. Who would have known that we would have this kind of platform and the opportunity that we do now?
Totally. But with that being said, you get to see all these people. We get to meet all these people. And let's take Tulsi Gabbard, for example.
Yes, sir.
She's running right now. Love her as a person.
Yes.
There are some political things that I now disagree with, right as she's going through her confirmation and all that other stuff. How do you reconcile the person from the politics sometimes?
Man,
just you
brother.
Personally.
Yeah, man, brother. This is why it's so hard, and hats off to anyone that's got the guts to go into that world. You will get dirty. You will get dirty, or you will alienate some people that you love.
Yeah.
One or the other. People have reached out to me to get into politics, and I love my community. I'd love to do more, but I understand that kind of scrutiny. You're going to either alienate people that you love or get dirty, meaning you've got to take bad deals because for the overall good, it seems to make sense. I hear you I hear with everybody. By the way, look at President Trump, who, by the way, I adore.
Yeah.
That dude, as far as mania with power, hot chicks, wealth, opulence. Remember, I've been through it all because I've been around it all.
Sure.
I think because he's an older man now, he has perspective and all he wants to do is serve his country. If we looked at him at his most debauchery, or when he was most
debaucherous,
debaucherous, we wouldn't say that, but that's not how I see him. So Tulsi Gabbard's and her husband Abe, faithful, loving, and Tulsi still serves her country. I will always err on that side.
Yeah, and same here. It's just it gets tricky when these are elected officials and you want them to do one thing and then they don't want to do that thing. And to your points, yes, people are going to ask you to agree with things, and then maybe you go back on it later and all that other stuff, and it's like, all right, well, how are you keeping your word? But then just saying that and then not keeping your word on certain things. My thing is the FISA stuff and the spying.
Patriot Act.
Yes,
Patriot Act.
yes,
we were just
yes,
talking to the
yes.
boys, Robin and Maddie and everybody. If we had intelligence service professionals that we trusted, if we had a culture, remember when we were kids, we believed in the FBI and the CIA and the NSA.
100%.
We believed in them.
Yes. And there was no conspiracy, no question.
Not at all. There you go.
The only thing we had growing up is JFK.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
That was kind of the only thing in our lifetime that we had heard in school, where it was like, oh, we don't really know who shot him, and there was a grassy knoll and a thing and all this other stuff.
We trusted our agents.
We trusted all of them.
That's what I'm saying, but that's not where we're at anymore.
I know.
We've had DEI and lowest bar politic as a gateway into intelligence agencies because they can form public opinion and they can be weaponized and mobilized against anybody on, sadly, the new Democrat Party that is an enemy. Their whole mission is to stay in power, so their policies are low bar. Let's just bring in the lowest people that we can control. And when you want to base people's ability on race or sex or sexuality or whatever, that's the lowest bar. That takes everything away from the American dream. Because, brother, you know my background. Orphan, poor, orphan, no parents. Because I was born in America, I am now a TV star. It wouldn't have happened anywhere else. But when you take that away and reduce me to just being Mexican American, orphan, poor, you reduce me to a tag phrase for victimhood, then I go nowhere. And that's what's happened with our intelligence agencies. Please, Ross, do you remember seeing that commercial? And by the way, I grew up in working restaurants. My gay community was fucking powerful in restaurants, hardworking, service-driven, and absolutely fabulous. It's not the same anymore. I saw a commercial with a not physically fit, chubby Latina, either lesbian or multi-sex thing.
Pansexual, yeah.
And it was an advertisement for the new agents of FBI.
Yeah.
Get out!
Yeah. Yeah.
That's changed. So now we got Patriot Act. We don't need the Patriot Act if we trust our intelligence community because we have good people there.
That's what I think.
I think so.
And that's the only thing we kind of disagree on. And look, you're not going to politically get along with every single person, all their decisions, everything else. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Her hearings, I believe, are next week. We've been watching the rest of them, but also been watching your show at night to kind of take my mind off.
Wow.
Special Forces, World's Toughest Test. So this is a show that you can watch with your kids.
That's what I love about it too, brother. It's a family show because it's an American show.
And it's on Fox. Yeah. And so I had the kids downstairs watching it the other night. My oldest is 10. And he goes, Dad, is that the guy from Call of Duty?
Yeah. Ross, what's so wild, dog? So Maddie's been with me in the freaking, when I'm running the streets and I'm in the airports, and the youngsters come up to me. I think it's Generation Kill. I think it's Global
not
War.
for my 10-year-old.
No, I know. They're like, you're Reyes from Call of Duty. I did that modeling job 5 years ago, and it's still paying dividends. Man. But you know, it's kind of beautiful. The young people are getting involved. It's pretty wild.
But you also look the same.
Yeah.
So that helps, right? So when you go out, you're like, oh shit, yeah, it's the guy from
forgot
Call of
I'd
Duty.
even done it, brother, and I was thankful for the work at the time. I didn't have anything going on. It was right after COVID. But if I can motivate and inspire kids to maybe find out who I am, and then they find out what drives me, patriotism, service, sacrifice, fuck, I've done something.
Not only that, but your story is so unique. And it is the American dream, what you're actually living
That's
here.
why I wear this all around the world, brother. I shot series in Vietnam, New Zealand, Wales, Jordan. Everywhere I go, I bring my little patinaed American flag. And at first, I was not exactly received very well by some of the UK producers. They thought I was jingoistic and typical American blowhard. I'll tell you what, I've won them over with my ability and my attitude. We are such an amazing team. And if you don't know this out there, the production that we run Special Forces on is the same production that has been doing SAS for 10 years. It's all British. And I believe that is why this show is so successful. No one does TV, authentic TV, better than the British because they all have to go through the BBC system.
Yeah, and the guy who's the lead on that show, the British guy.
Oh, Billy? Oh!
I love him.
Brother, I can't wait for you to hang with him. There's nobody smarter, more practically intelligent, and ready with one-liners because of experience than that guy.
Yeah, it's like Hell's Kitchen meets Special Forces.
Absolutely.
And like it's great because the way he'll talk to these people, and if you haven't watched the first episode, highly recommend it. Go back and watch it. I think you guys are on episode 2 now.
Yeah.
So it introduces all the characters who were celebrities.
Yeah.
And the way he sat there with Denise Richards.
Oh, when he throws him off the boat. Oh, what about Baldwin? You're like, I'm an actor, and he goes, not a very good one. Bam! Throws him off.
Boom.
Or Carrie Hart, who, by the way, is absolutely lovely. Fucking warrior, love him. Who, what's your name? Carrie Hart. That's a girl's name. Wham! Throws him out.
Gone. Denise Richards, what did you do? She was like, I used to be a Bond girl, and he goes, well, you wouldn't know it. And you're just like, whoa.
Billy's
and the look on her face, she was just
Billy's
like,
the best, brother.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and that's who I do press with. So I'm doing on the press junket in New York.
Is he that
LA.
funny in real life?
Yeah, funnier.
Okay.
Always. Bollocks, shite.
Yeah.
Cunt.
Yeah. He's a funny
You're going to love him,
dude.
brother. You're going to love him.
I love him.
Yeah.
So let me read this cast to you guys here if you haven't watched it. So you got Denise Richards.
Yep.
How is she in real life?
Wonderful.
Okay,
Wonderful.
great.
And I have...
Because she's got a pretty hard story.
That's
here.
why I love her.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know what she went through with Charlie and everything else, and it was bad.
Yeah.
It was really fucking bad.
She took his kids when he was in months-long rehab. His kids, not their kids, and looked after his kids.
Yeah.
Class, bro.
Because people have an image of what she is, and then they saw the Real Housewives afterwards and everything else, but she actually took over his children when he went to rehab for the millionth time or whatever it was.
Tiger's Blood rehab.
Yeah, that'll get you.
Winning, what a wild man, I know.
It was that. You know what that was? Was a combo of, because he had HIV at that time.
Yeah.
And then they give you steroids, and so he was working out nonstop and just out of his fucking mind.
For sure.
I mean, just
I wonder
gone.
if she's, you know what? She's never told me. We're friends now. She's never told me if she's sick, but you wouldn't know.
She's not.
Okay, good. God bless.
She's not. It came from a dude, but.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Well,
Gets
and
weird out there.
There's a ton of videos too.
I had no idea. You know, I still watch the videos I watch, y'all. Rocky Marciano motivation, freaking boxing videos. You know, I'm still 15 years old.
Black and white.
Yeah. I'm still 15 years old, y'all.
Just watching old school black and white videos.
Yeah, I do. We watched it on the way here. It's called Rocky Marciano. Rob, if you want to look up Rocky Marciano is a savage.
Did you watch the movie? He had a movie that came out.
No.
It was very good.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Was this a doc about Rocky Marciano?
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
This one is just a little 6-minute music video. That's it.
Oh,
look
at that.
this freaking Italian bomber from freaking brother. I think he was from upstate New York, World War II veteran, the smallest heavyweight to do so much, undefeated.
Best record of all time.
Oh, brother, I love him. Yeah, he is. And he's 190 pounds, and why he fought at heavyweight is because it was the only place with money to provide for his family. This is him and Joe Louis.
Yeah.
Watch this. Look, this is him and Joe Louis. Oh, no, that's Jersey Joe Walcott.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
it is.
That's Jersey Joe.
There
Let's
comes
go.
that left, right.
Oh, my God, that uppercut. Oh, an uppercut.
See ya.
I know. Anyway, yeah, I still watch videos of him and of course Rambo 3 videos too.
Oh, obviously.
Oh,
On repeat, dude.
Yeah.
That's all they're showing.
yeah.
That's
yeah
all
I
they're showing
didn't
right
know
now.
that. I didn't know that Charlie Sheen was out there like that. Yeah, you know what's
That throw you off today?
yeah, well, we were talking earlier. How about some people really love Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah, love it.
I do too, but also the other side sometimes, because when I see people getting made fun of, I don't like it. Like, shamed. When I see people getting shamed, humiliated.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But I do love in his show, it comes back on him.
Oh, yeah. Always does.
Yeah.
Always does. Cam Newton's on here.
Oh, yeah.
So, episode 1, there was a scene where you guys are in a boat.
Doing a hot extract
Yes.
at speed.
And then, do you have the clip, Bob, right on cue? No
I
way.
got a lot of clips for you today.
Look at you. So, yeah, this is what I watched. And, before we watched this, by the way, with Cam Newton, he looked like he did not want to be there at all.
No, he didn't. The
He
cold
was just
water,
like,
he didn't appreciate
bro.
the cold water and being talked to as a recruit.
Well, he's worth like $300 million.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea. We only receive them. By the way, Ross, we do not have dossiers on anybody. What you see is we're receiving them, and so we're observing them as who they are because we're looking for the real character. And we knew he as Billy Billingham would say, drop the attitude. We knew he had attitude. Attitude.
Yeah.
He had attitude.
Always had attitude, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, every place he's gone, he's had attitudes. When I saw him show up on this,
Yeah, Katie,
I thought
Katie,
he would
you
quit.
hear that? Katie, you hear that? Leadership problem. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
exactly. A lot of people say that's why I never won a Super Bowl.
How can you if you do not work well with a team? Matt and I, early this morning, in relationship with your woman, with your children, with your work, if you are not willing to listen, how can you really elevate? How can you really succeed if you're not willing to listen? That's this guy's problem.
And with him, I'm looking at this scene because we watched it the other night, and I go, look, he's probably walking around at 245.
More like 260.
Lean.
Lean.
260, okay.
Lean.
Oh,
hard.
yeah, yes.
His fucking ass is like at my fucking chin level. This dude is a mesomorph titan.
He is shredded, but here's the thing. He had to jump off a moving speedboat onto a helicopter.
40 miles an hour.
And then pull himself up on the helicopter. Bob, go ahead and play this clip. I didn't think he was going to make it.
And then, Bob, show my little rehearsal afterwards.
So 40 miles an hour this is going right now?
Yep. Remember, many people fail because this got smashed.
You see that heli swing?
Oh, and this is 2 hours after getting a... this is off Jump Street.
Okay, there we go.
But now look,
look at him.
You're going to look into the attitude here. Look, he gets in there, and now he starts to showboat. And Billy dresses him down.
Yeah.
He starts screaming.
On a helicopter.
Wow, you see the emotion. Look at the tears.
Okay. So in that scene,
Yes, sir.
everybody in the boat, because it cuts back to the boat later on, everybody's shocked. I was shocked too. I couldn't believe that he made it.
Yeah.
And then
because the bird was far away.
it was far away.
And remember, it's not an
he's
exact.
so big.
Yeah, it's not an exact science. The boat's going like this. The bird's going like that.
Right. And the one that I, pardon me, thought was going to do it was the gymnast. Out of all the people in the boat,
know.
I was like, the gymnast will easily do this. Hits the water.
Yeah. Here's my rehearsal.
Okay.
Look, so I'll talk you through it. You'll see a green buoy that we hit. Go ahead and run it, brother. When I see that green buoy, it's the buoy. There it is. I've got 5 seconds.
Okay.
If you don't get it in 5 seconds, then you're going to be over the land. If you fall, you might land on the rocks. Look how the boat's pulling away, and the bird's pulling away, because there's a rocky beach right there.
Where'd you guys shoot that? Marina Del Rey?
Wales.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure's on. The gymnast, what's interesting, we talk about the high-end athletes. They're very specialized. They tend to not do very well, do they? They find their way out.
It's very strange, and because when Bob and I are fans of the Olympics and all that other stuff in gymnasts, and you always think of them having a extremely tough mental mindset because you train for 4 years for one night.
Yes.
And if you fuck it up, that's it.
And you got 10 years behind that, starting at 4 years old, always in pain in the ankles, feet, elbows, shoulders, pushing them at the level of a Soviet Spetsnaz. And however, hyper-specialized. That young woman could not handle cold water. She was also very lean. Many of these people have never been cold or hot before.
Oh, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Those conditions really start playing on them. Yeah, brother. So Danny did very good because Danny Amendola on the first season, because he's a smaller guy and always had to work harder. But ultimately, he found his way out because of separated shoulders and damage from football when he was put in stress positions in the interrogations.
I remember that.
So
yeah.
they take a lot of abuse. Now, it's interesting. Cam is so robust; he's not injured anywhere, but his mind is
elsewhere.
Elsewhere. Yeah, you'll see.
It's always been elsewhere.
Yeah,
I
okay.
watched him play forever.
Oh,
so
then you already know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just sometimes he would just check out of games or seem disinterested.
Well said.
So
we just watched episode 2 yesterday, and we're doing 2-hour episodes. And there's a portion, I'm not going to ruin it for anybody. You're going to love. You can check it on Hulu. You can always stream it on Hulu.
Yeah.
They're doing a team task, and then it cuts to him saying, and remember, he's doing his master interview before he's ever been on the course. If someone is not putting out the kind of vibe or the kind of energy that I think is, high level, then I'm not going to do it. And then you see this on a team task. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, when we're working together to accomplish a mission, we never focus on what went wrong. We do the next thing right. So if somebody's not pulling their weight or is confused and can't do it, you step up, not just back off. So yeah, I guess his football career.
Yeah. He was always great, but never took the final leap, that mental. It was in the mental with him. It was just this mental tweak that he could never flip on, or maybe just didn't care or want to.
I wonder
whatever.
if it's because he's so talented.
I think it is because what was it, Auburn, Bob, that he won the national championship?
Yeah,
he was Heisman Trophy winner.
Yes, but he just showed up and he just did it, and we were all in awe because of how talented he was. I don't remember anybody else on that team. Do you?
Yeah, I know. Gene Chizik was like
the worst
national
coach, championship winning coach of all time.
They just had a freak of nature with Cam Newton.
He's so talented, brother. He's beautiful, strong. I mean, he's a titan, brother.
Yeah,
this is his most.
We can't show any NFL clips, but
that's literally a Super Bowl clip.
I was going to show it to Rudy. You don't need to put it on the screen.
You can play it.
Is that
Rudy.
the one that Derek Wolf won?
Well, Wolf was in this game.
Yes.
Anyway, Rudy, this is him with a fumble in the Super Bowl. This is what Cam Newton does.
Got to make a business decision.
Oh, just decides I don't want to get in that pile.
Yeah. And that's Cam Newton.
It played out the same.
I'm sure it does. As soon as I watched that first episode, I guarantee you that guy's fucking gone. Yeah. I'm going to get into Trista Sutter from the original Bachelorette. So with her, I don't know if you know this while you guys were shooting, but there was this huge speculation that she had gotten divorced, ran away from her family. Like there was all these crazy tabloid stories.
Really, I had no idea.
Yeah. And then she goes, when she came back, she goes, "No, dude, I was just doing this show."
Because they're in the box. We pull them out a couple weeks prior in the box, and they shut everything down, and they prepare themselves.
So you have no phones, no nothing for the whole duration?
Because nobody knows. We can't leak the cast.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because they weren't together. She wasn't showing up at events and things like that.
So I'm sure the social media freaking.
Everybody.
Were like, wow, they're on the
Us
rocks.
Magazine, people, all that other stuff, and they were like, "Yeah, it must be over. Something happened."
No, she was just giving it everything she had
That's
out
what-
there.
that's what
As
I-
a middle-aged woman just out there getting her ass kicked.
Killing
That's
it.
what She was doing it.
How about Hannah Brown?
Oh, from first season, holy moly. She had a nervous smile all the time. And we thought maybe she was touched or something. I'll
By an
tell
angel?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Those camis didn't show how fit she is and how tough she is mentally. The showbiz people, you all, the real showbiz people, not celebrities, showbiz people. Singers, dancers, Broadway people, beauty people. They have so much discipline. They have grizzed everything out since they're little kids to accomplish what they need to accomplish, and they do it with a smile. They always end up being very formidable on this course. I think we've got a child actress on here, two of them. One's the black lady, Kyla.
Kyla Pratt.
Physically the weakest. We were going to drop her on episode 1, on day 1. We don't know how the episodes are going to go. Day 1. Mm-hmm. And then Baldwin throws in his bangers. And so that's why she stayed.
Really?
This woman was not physically robust at all. She was so freaking tough mentally and had right attitude. I'll just tell you, she goes a long way.
Really?
Little Kyle, little black girl.
The interesting one to me was Stephen Baldwin. So Stephen Baldwin made that jump, dude.
I know.
Couldn't believe it.
I know.
I was like, there's no way. That
Well,
same
to be-
jump, by the way, that you guys just watched at home with Cam Newton, fucking Stephen Baldwin. How old is he? He's got to be in his 50s, late 50s, 60s?
58. Not necessarily to his credit. He was smart enough to see the bird swung in a bit and he took his chance. So he chicken winged. I mean, it's all good. It's all good.
He made it.
But Cam, he leap of faith. And did you see the bird rocked? He's so
Oh,
big and
yeah.
The bird went like that. Billy almost fell out.
At 260,
Yeah.
that thing came down.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, is that water?
Yeah.
Is that going in the water?
Yeah. Oh, brother. In one of the rehearsals, remember we're trying to figure this out. The helicopter skid went into the boat at speed. Oh my gosh, everybody could have been injured or killed, and then there'd be no show. But by nature,
I know
it's
the
very
helicopter
dangerous.
was going to tip over, and then the blades were going to kill everybody
Yeah,
in the boat.
Billy was like, I almost fell out, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, what we saw about Baldwin was this. When it's no longer fun, he was not interested.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's celebrities, though.
Yeah.
And it all seems cool until you actually get there.
Sure.
And there's a lot of people out there who will talk shit on the internet and be like, this isn't real, or
It's
this is for
completely
show.
real, brother. It is. You know it. It's not a show.
I know
We're
it.
running the course.
And by the way, for how miserable these celebrities know it, the look on their faces, that's how I know it's
you
real.
can see it.
Yes.
You see them in the barracks. They're like,
Just defeated, and they hate it.
they're like, what is this?
I mean,
I know.
And that's why I was shocked with the next one, Brody Jenner. So we love Brody Jenner.
Brother, I love the kid.
I
saw him come
Good
out of the
looking.
drink.
He looks like a younger,
Bruce?
Bruce, dude.
So I didn't remember, no dossiers. He comes out of the water, strong swimmer, first of all.
He's a surfer. That makes sense.
I look in his eyes and I just know there's something familiar about this guy. And it's him and Carrie Hart were the first cats out of the water. So they're waiting there for hours for these non-swimming fucks to come into the freaking little alcove. And
How cold is it?
30 degrees.
Jesus Christ.
So they're shivering, and I'm waiting for hours. So I bring them forward to run exercises. What was not on camera, which is absolutely, I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I don't know who Carrie Hart is.
Pink's husband.
I know. I didn't know. So somebody.
He's a
legend motocross.
legend motocross.
He's a
guy.
legend
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He I need to bring somebody forward to start running push-ups and bodyweight squats to keep these people from freaking hyping out. You, Maroon 5, on me. I called him Maroon 5 because of his tattoos and
Yeah.
shit. You, Maroon 5. I thought it was so fun. Maroon 5. Anyway, solid. Him and Brody are, why I love them so much is even at their age, Brody's not young either. I think he's 40, 42.
Yeah.
Carrie's 50.
Yeah.
They're the kind of guy you want in the unit. They don't ask questions. They execute. When they succeed, they take no compliment and they're locked in. And when they fail, they take all the responsibility. They are fantastic, those two guys. And imagine them in their 20s into any unit, infantry, special operations, anything, pilots, they would excel. I really respect their work ethic.
Landon Donovan, soccer superstar.
So I didn't know who he was, but the Brits did. Oh,
yeah.
mate. Yeah, the Brits knew who the hell he
Did
was.
they haze the shit out of him? Because we never won dick with him.
Yeah.
As for the Team USA.
They loved the guy. They were
Really?
They were fawning on him because he'd done so much good shit. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to. All I'll say is he gives everything he's got. I will also say our course is very dangerous. If you've not seen the second episode, it's very dangerous and people get hurt and have to be dropped.
Yes.
We do hand-to-hand combat. Thing.
Yeah, you guys do everything.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked.
I know.
And my wife turned to me and she goes, how much are these celebrities getting paid to go through this hell?
I think the Highline ones make at least $1 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's great.
That's great money.
It is.
But do you have to stay for a certain period of time?
I don't know. I'm not in charge of casting. I'm not, and I don't get paid that much. By the way, I'm happy with what I get paid. But no, the celebrities make a lot of money.
Yeah.
However, they drive traffic. I understand it. And now myself, Billy, Foxy, Q, we are becoming brands in America. So our money's going up now too. We're becoming a little piece of the American fabric on entertainment. But they make good money, but no dollar signs enough for people who are used to living in opulence and comfort. Some of them are like, no, I'm out.
Oh, you from day one?
Yeah.
They're just like, yo, I'm good. Yeah.
On the SAS show, we've had people only last a couple hours out.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Now in England, in the UK, no, you to hit your benchmarks is how you make your money. I'm not sure in America.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Because you and I chatted about this last time you were on here, right before season 1 started. I told you after I watched it, I go, hey, man, this has the potential to go like fucking 5 to 7 years. And,
It's going.
and I go, and probably around the world because you could spin it off in different celebrities
Brother,
and different
you're
things.
exactly right. We're already commissioned to season 4, brother.
Nailed it.
Yeah, you did nail it. We're already commissioned to
Nailed
season 4.
Dude. Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I go,
like,
man.
It's got legs.
Yeah, and I told our buddy Remy,
Remy Adeleke, yeah, it's got legs.
Love Remy.
Yeah,
and I told Remy when he was here, I go, Remy, I think it's going to last for a long time, man.
Yeah, and I would have loved to have kept my beautiful brother Remy. I do training with him for like USA Rugby and stuff.
I love Remy.
I love him too.
He was honest about it when he was on the show. He said it was
brilliant.
a contract thing. So
Yeah, and we can't see the future. We do deserve a lot more money because what we bring to the table.
Yep.
But you know how entertainment goes. You have to prove over time before you're really let into the inner circle of production, of residuals, all of that. And Remy had no idea, as none of us did, the writer's strike and the actor's strike would happen. Because he's a great writer and he makes great money.
Yep.
But then he wasn't working. He's like, fuck. I wish I would have just said, I'll take the fucking contract and I'll be there with you guys. But look what it's done for Q. It's given Q an opportunity. Who
Absolutely.
never had a chance in front of camera. And he's starting to come in his own. And this season, you're really seeing him come out of his shell. And what's most important about our team is how we work together. It's not the resume. It's how we work together.
Yeah, and you and I have always had the same outlook because you were back in Generation Kill and all those shit. So like back in the day it was tons of money, right?
Yeah.
And then it dwindles down. But what I told all my friends now, I was like, look, you just got to hang in there for a couple seasons, and then after that, you're set.
Ross,
I told Rocco that with Mayans, and I go, dude,
yes,
the money's not going to be great at first, but season 3,
when you're a journeyman,
go.
this is paying your dues. So Ross, I have my own production company now. I've got Chase Millsap, John Yowie, both Marine Corps infantry officers, and then Chase Millsap became a Green Beret officer too. Been downrange, amazing cats. We started this 5 years ago. Now we are all represented at CAA. We are now producing, I'm producing, and I've got a new show coming out on History soon. I already shot the pilot, my own show, and I'm producing, meaning I'm making money.
Hell yeah.
So, but
Because you got to keep stacking those credits. That's how you can really make the money.
You get it.
Creating, producing, writing, starring, boom, you're good to go.
Totally.
Are you allowed to talk about it yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But it's freaking rad.
What?
It's
Original idea by you?
Definitely our idea, but in TV, everything's their idea.
Yeah. It always is. It always is.
It's
Isn't it?
any of you young people that are getting in entertainment, any of you young people that have the designs to get into this space, let me tell you something. Do not be too proud of your work, of your creative work. Understand it will be stolen. Understand other people will put their name on it. Know that's how it goes. But if you stay in it long enough, it all comes back around.
Yeah. And so you got to take the gig and then do it.
Yep.
And you know what
Show
it is?
value. Show value.
You know what it is? It's just one dick who wants to sit in a room or a house with his wife or a girlfriend or prostitute or whatever and watch something and you go, hey, you see that? I told him to do that.
That's right.
That's all
That's
all
right.
it really is.
Shine them on for as long as it takes, but stay in the conversation. Ross, you know, I could have easily given up after a few survival shows I did, and there was not a lot going on. Thank you for Beyond Clothing bringing me on as their spokesmodel, and they gave me great work. But there was no work for a while. I could have given up, and I would have had every right to, because the experiences I had in entertainment, a lot of them were horrible, abusive, and I would have every right to walk away from that freaking snake pit. Something about my inability to give up, I kept doing it. And I had a few shows that were pilots that didn't get picked up because of politics. And then one show that I put out there, Apocalypse Man, was going to series and season. And then also because of stuff happening between Discovery and History Channel, didn't go. I just stayed in it and I said, I'm not going to give up. I got a team together. I got myself together. And now I'm a producer. I'm a speaker. I got another book coming soon too, my own biography. Brother, you just got to stick with it and do not get too proud about other people borrowing your intellectual property, because they will. That's how it goes. All of us are from the outside. None of us are from Hollywood or New York City. We're from the outside. This is how it goes. Stay in the fight, believe in your North Star, and keep going there. And it'll take you 10 years, but it'll come.
What was abusive, by the way?
The way I was talked to.
Nothing physical?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, in Ultimate Survival Alaska, it was not like what you saw on TV. I was completely ostracized. I look back now, it's because I had so much more talent than any of those people. And it's the truth. And
I love that.
It is the truth. And I show up fucking camera ready. And I've got experience not only leading men in combat for years at a time in hard conditions, now in front of camera too on a $100 million production. So I know what I'm doing. Everybody on that show freaking hated my guts, to include my own military teammates. One of the cast members was a superhero of Alaska, and he was a wrestler. And he kind of was messing with me. Well, I don't like people putting their hands on me unless you want to freaking go there.
Yeah.
So I went there and reversed him, locked him out, almost tore his arm off. He had to tap in front of all of his Alaskan people, busted up his face really, really bad. And then we all had to go to eat. And they were all making fun of him so much. He was getting so angry. And then I guess back channel, they all got together, fuck this Rudy Reyes guy. Let's just keep fucking with them for as long as we can. And ultimately, I snapped. It's not like in the show. And they were afraid of me killing somebody because I was the only one with a working weapon. Mm-hmm. And I might have even said, I've killed fucking better people than you. I might have, because they had no problem on this production leaving us plenty of whiskey at night.
No shit.
I had extreme PTSD still at that time. I was I was not well. I was not looked after. I could have easily walked away then, but I didn't. I said, no, I'm gonna keep fighting. And now, look at us now, baby.
I know.
Pretty cool, huh?
I know. And you keep
Oh my God,
better looking, for Christ's sakes. Jesus
brother,
Christ.
I'm trying to get on Heat 2. So I'm with CAA now.
Yeah.
Michael Mann's agent, Cruise's agent. Oh my
Sure.
God, dang. I got a call from Tom Cruise and Tom Cruise's freaking casting director.
Was he on the phone?
Yes, him and the casting director for the last Mission Impossible that's coming out.
Yeah.
It was after season 1.
No way.
And I said, oh my God, first of all, I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much. But I'm under contract, and my teammates, we just came together. I've done 3 seasons in the UK, and I'm their American, and they're counting on me. And I'm sorry, I can't do the movie because we're shooting at the same time. Mm-hmm. And the casting director said after Mr. Cruise was off, Rudy, young man, no one's ever said that to Tom Cruise, meaning they're going to take the money, and you're going to go on at that level. But it wasn't the right thing, because you can't just manufacture another Rudy Reyes to be put onto Special Forces.
No.
The teamwork, the communication. But that lovely lady, I think her name is Melanie or Melody. She says, "Oh, we'll keep you in mind for other things." Anyways, it's been really amazing what is kind of blossomed and bloomed, and now I'm trying to get on Heat 2.
Well, can I tell you, you made the right decision?
Yeah, I did.
100%.
Absolutely.
So a buddy of mine, similar situation.
Really?
Yes. It was for a movie called Jack Reacher.
Oh, I know Jack Reed. Of course, Cruz was in it.
So he did Jack Reacher, and he kind of passed on this other TV gig. The other TV gig goes like 5-6 years, and it's like this small part in Jack Reacher. Although he was good, and the movie was good, it didn't ultimately
That's right.
pay him or help his career the same way that television show would have at that time.
Absolutely. Man,
So you made the right decision, and also
for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm. For the right reasons. And a casting director or Tom Cruise will never be mad at you for doing that, ever.
No.
And with Heat, everybody's talking about this. Is Michael Mann coming back to do it?
Yeah, he's directing.
He is.
He's directing.
And who's the leads? Bob, pulled that up because I think it's cast almost halfway already.
Yes.
Is it Austin Butler?
Austin Butler's playing the Val Kilmer right after he leaves Charlene. It shows a prequel of Val Kilmer when he meets Charlene in Vegas. Remember, he's a gambling junkie.
Yes.
And Charlene's a high-end prostitute,
Whoa.
played by Ashley Judd in the original.
Yes.
I don't know who they're casting for Ashley. You must read the book. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a prequel, and it gets into also Vincent's backstory, Pacino's character. Remember he said, yeah, he blew away Mickey something's crew in Chicago. He's a fucking animal. It goes into his ops in Chicago doing Vice, which is fucking amazing. And then it goes into Central America. Val Kilmer's character, Chris Shirley, Irish, who this Butler's going to play, goes to work for some high-end cartel stuff as a hired gun. And also the prequel goes into his very first big op with Robert De Niro, who will be played by Adam Driver.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I love Adam Driver's
Interesting.
acting.
Yeah.
I love his acting, and he's a Marine. He's going to bring something to it. Brother, I'm just happy to come on as a small part or military advisor or freaking run coffee and snacks to Michael Mann. I just want to be on that production. But when he gets a load of me and my Latin background and my gun background and my fighting background, and I think, as strangely as you said about my looks, as I'm getting older, in some ways, I'm looking even more myself. More myself.
Yeah. You look like the person you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
There's certain people that I agree with that. It's so funny you said that. There is certain people who just look the way they're supposed to be.
Thanks,
like
brother.
a Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Where you're like, all right, great. This is who you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great point, brother. Great point.
And it goes on then forever, and then you're just like, okay, cool. It says Al Pacino is doing it as well.
Is he?
Maybe what would he play in that? I guess.
Maybe voiceover.
Could be. I guess.
Could be voiceover?
Yeah. Or do they? Because I don't know how much you pay attention to AI and everything, but the way they're able to de-age people these days is absolute insanity. I've used this example on the show.
I wonder
before.
if they are going to use him for Vincent, and that Driver is going to be somebody else.
Not sure, but I watched the example I used on the show was the last Indiana Jones movie, which was not great, but. Harrison Ford, the way they made him 35 years old again.
Fascinating.
Mind-altering.
Fascinating.
So I went back and watched how they did it, and they just put like dots all over his face. And then
he did the acting.
Yes.
And then they retrograde.
That is when I knew shit was going to get scary.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, man, if we're able to bring Harrison Ford back to his 30s.
So I am doing, this is also something really magnificent. So I'm doing a $20 million commercial in 2 weeks. Lucasfilm and my production company are partnered.
Okay.
And it's a commercial for the VA for a veteran mental health initiative and suicide prevention.
That's awesome.
So I am playing I'm myself now. And then it goes back to Rudy Reyes, team leader, 2004. I'm just going to shave and get a little tighter haircut. Because when I shave and I still look so young with a little makeup, it plays. So it's going to save $5 million in doing effects.
Oh, easily.
So that's when you show up camera ready and disciplined, you're making the production more efficient, and your value goes up. I'm finally seeing it now. I'm looking at Matt right now. I'm finally seeing it now. They're paying for a guy that no prep is needed and that can show up in any situation and execute. If I could tell any of you young men and women out there, especially that the veteran people that and active duty that want to get into this work, if you stay ready, a warrior does not get ready, he stays ready. If you stay in that readiness state, you will be an asset. And if you continue forward, you will actually break through this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And it's like that with a lot of professions in life.
Every profession, I think.
It's just, like, take podcasts, for example. It's just consistency, being there every single day. I don't care that you called me 2 days ago
Thank you,
at
brother. I
night.
appreciate
And I
it,
was like,
Ross.
hey, bro, I'll wake up early in the morning and do it. Like, everybody loves you. I love you.
Thank
So,
you,
yeah.
brother. And your wife, too, the kids, everybody. I
But
fucking love it.
that's the gig. And so you either understand what it is and you execute it every single time, or you're probably the reason why you didn't make it, or you didn't have the success that
Absolutely.
you had, or whatever your hopes and dreams were.
Absolutely. I remember the first time I saw Drinking Bros, or I heard about it, it was Kristen Beck reached out to me. And you guys had momentum, but it was much smaller. That was about 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Look at you now.
I know. This is year 10.
And it's consistency is accuracy. I'm a scout sniper. Consistency is accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
How you do it the same way every single time, and you show up for every meeting, and you show up for every audition. I don't care if you get the pages the day before, and you don't have anybody to read with you. You get on your computer, you record yourself reading the other freaking lines. You get on the other side, and then you rehearse all fucking night. And in that morning, you set up your camera, and you freaking hit that thing. Take every meeting, take every audition in life.
Yeah. I agree, and that includes jobs, not just Hollywood
Yes.
or entertainment
That's
or
what I
anything
mean.
else. Yeah, doesn't matter if it's
Period.
Jiffy Lube or Chick-fil-A,
Absolutely.
dude.
It's the same.
It's all the same.
If you want to be a professional, you take every meeting and every audition.
Have you met with Michael Mann yet?
No, I can't wait.
right.
But I'm on his radar because Billy Billingham, fuck SAS, Command Sergeant Major, the devastating DS, cunt, bollocks. You know, Carrie, that's a girl's name. He trained and operated with Andy McNabb, who did the military advising on Heat, on Collateral. And Billy's reached out to him. Hey, mate, you let him know, my fucking, my Yank with a great attitude. He really would love to get involved. So, yeah, it's all happening. Bro.
If you get to sit down with him,
Oh,
go over your enthusiasm for the movie Heat, because he's a bit cantankerous, I should say.
Yeah, that's right. You're prickly, as they say in the UK. Prickly.
He's not real friendly.
Yeah.
Our production company in
So
in
you've
LA.
got a little bit of experience.
Yeah. He directed
really? No way!
he directed a car commercial for us in
Really?
Canada, and he got paid like $1 million. I mean, it was nuts.
Was it a beautiful commercial?
Yeah, it was fine. It's a car commercial. You got the typical roads that are wet down, and you're showing inserts
He
of the
really knows
wheels
how to
and the
do
thing and everything else,
cinematics.
and I mean, we had to hire his B-roll guy and all that other
Oh,
stuff.
I gotcha.
And,
He made it work for him.
he sure did.
No, but he paid a lot of dues, brother.
No,
so-
I know.
But yeah, I
he
hear
made it work for him. He made a lot of money. And by the way, it was at the request of the ad agency of like, hey, you guys can do this commercial if you get Michael Mann to do it.
That's where he started, was ad agencies working for Ridley Scott
Oh, was it really?
in UK.
Oh, makes sense.
in the 70s.
Ridley's a very similar man in real life.
It's all
And I love Ridley Scott.
yeah, they're all that old world hard driving kids that grew up in the 50s.
And I met with Ridley for Black Hawk Down.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I screen tested for Black Hawk Down.
No way. Were you acting back then?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it. No wonder you're so good at this.
Well, I look younger too, bro.
Yeah.
You
I had no idea you were acting. Now it all makes sense because you're great at this work.
So I was already the lead in this huge studio movie, and I'd screen tested right before I left, and then they called me back and they said, hey, we're going to fly you in on your off day to come in and just meet with Ridley Scott and Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah.
And I was like,
No
great.
big deal. Yeah, you're like, wow.
And I go, do I have to read? And they were like, no, you're done.
Just meet them.
Just meet them for an hour at their office.
So rad.
And it was just the three of us for an hour. And I think I told this story to Bob off air one time. But so I met with him, and Ridley Scott, gruff guy, you know,
Yeah.
things like this. And
Man's
the way
man,
he
him
talks.
and his brother Tony.
Not only a man's man, but one of the smartest guys I ever met.
I can't agree with you more.
And so he went into my entire background.
Oh, he
like,
did?
He's like, tell me about your childhood, where you went to college and all that other stuff. And I said, Ohio State. And he goes, oh, Olentangy River right there, huh? I was, I mean, he knew a fucking river on campus, for
he's a
Christ's
sharp
sake.
dude.
And I'm like, in Ohio, and he's British. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, he knows everything.
Yes. Please watch the behind the scenes in The Last Duel.
Okay.
It's COVID, and he's out there with a mask, running in the creeks and in the battlefields with the freaking 500 extras and the leads. And then when they get into the freaking hand-to-hand, Damon and Adam Driver in the freaking little, duel freaking Coliseum, he smashes Damon and says, Adam, you use your freaking tomahawk here. And he's 80-something years old.
Oh, yeah. He's,
So you-
I want to say 85 or 86 now. So cut back, 25 years? So he was 60 at that point.
And still formidable, I bet.
Oh, yeah. He's a fucking dude, man. So
And Michael Mann was his understudy and his shooter.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they worked on the same. That's what Ridley did too. He was advertising.
No
Oh, yeah,
shit.
no, they're ad guys first.
That's funny.
Grinders.
Yeah. Because that world is, I mean, you can crank him out and you can get rich.
Yes.
If you're a commercial director, you can get
Yes.
fucking rich.
Yes.
Everybody looks at movies and they're like, oh, man.
No, the
cool.
money's at commercials, brother.
Yes, because a bunch of singles
Yep.
pay off just the same as that one home run. So
sure.
you can kill it in that
Now
world.
you're understanding why Mann and Ridley both really have a finger on the pulse with music and score.
Interesting.
That's
Holy
why their
shit.
scores are so great. That's
Okay.
why, man, you watch Collateral, and then also people didn't really notice the brilliance of his studio Miami Vice. Watch Miami Vice again. You're going to be like,
I was. So I saw it in the theater.
oh, you did? Me too.
And then I saw it on like TNT, and I was like, you know what, man? If they would have given this a better shake,
Yes.
I
If
just think it was Miami Vice was so famous.
Iconic.
It was just hard to because I think it was Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx.
Yes,
and
yes.
and I love both of them.
I do too.
But I just think it was too iconic that we love the cheesiness element of Miami
Yeah.
Vice, and that was a hardcore. That was shot like heat.
Yeah, 83. 83 to what? 88.
Yeah, but
In
the
the cocaine
TV
wars.
show was not.
Well, it was a TV show, not a feature.
I know.
Yet, at the time, I was in the boys' home during that time. If we were good boys and we did all of our chores and had excellent marks, we raided on Friday nights to stay up till 9 to watch Miami Vice. It was the first time a kid from the Midwest could see jet boats and fashion and music. Michael Mann is the first television director to spend the money on the actual artists and their songs. If you watch the old Fall Guy and all the stuff before, anytime they play popular songs, they're covers. Michael Mann had Phil Collins. Michael Mann, it cost a lot of money.
He had the Eagles. I know he had Glenn Fry.
Glenn Fry.
Yes.
Oh, and what about the baddest freaking savage dude on there that was the bad guy was fucking what is it? Stranglehold. Oh yeah. What's his name?
God damn it, I'm blanking on it. Yeah.
Stranglehold. Ted Nugent.
Ted Nugent.
With his long fucking hair and kind of his hair receding, and he's in a suit, and he's going head to head with Sonny Crockett. It was really fascinating when you think about the time that it was made. So I was a fan of Michael Mann even before that, since I was a little boy. His first movie on TV, it was called The Jericho Mile. It's very hard to find because there's no distribution with it. A world-class Olympian runner, after his running career is over, because there's not much career in running, he got involved with some kind of crime. He ends up going to prison. There's massive race riots about to pop off between white power and the blacks. To get through his freaking PTSD, his therapy is they have a track. He's running and running, and he's kind of a go-between with the whites and the blacks. And they're doing an all-prison meet. And it's Michael Mann, brother. It's the shot right over his ear, right here.
Yeah.
His ear. And then it's a long shot in slow motion. And then it's a tight tracking shot on Dolly as he's fucking hitting the curves. While, what's the darkest Rolling Stone song?
Paint It Black.
No, the other one with the black singer singing in the back.
Oh, it's just a shot away.
That's it.
It's just a shot
That's it.
away.
Gimme Shelter.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
It's playing, and it's in slow motion, and he's running. The prison's now on fire. The blacks and the whites are about to go down. Shit's going down. And in the midst of it all, it's giving me fucking goosebumps. The fucking brothers and the white power guys are in awe of this man running. He freaking comes across the freaking finish line. They're just in awe. The world record. He beat the world record. And his coach, black brother, is fucking, and he shows him the stopwatch. And the lead, he grabs the watch and he throws it over the wall. Jericho Mile, breaking the walls down. And I was like 7 or 8. Something about that. Jericho Mile. Sometime we got to find that and check it out.
I've never seen it, but no lie, I feel like I was in the goddamn movie with your description
thanks,
right
brother.
now, where I was
Thanks,
just
brother.
like, what?
It really gets you, brother. And it was a made-for-TV movie. And then
Well, they used to make
I know.
pretty good ones back in the day.
They sure did. And then after that, I was at my cousin Belinda's, Mexican, I'm Mexican-American. All from one side of my family that's really, really wonderful people. They all were veterans, and the fathers all fought in the wars and such. And the women all married military men. And Cuz Belinda married Gary Heston, Marine Corps, white boy. And part of my Mexican family frowns upon marrying outside the race. Raza, right? And then these other wonderful women, my cousins, my aunts, they married tradesmen, white men, and their families have done very well because they had stability, right? We watched Thief. They had cable on the little on the little thing box. Remember that thing?
Oh, yeah.
And I watched Thief. Rewatch that. Listen to the score. Oh, by the way, Tangerine Dream that Ridley uses on Legend with Cruise.
Yeah.
Remember?
Uh-huh.
Tangerine Dream runs it. On Michael Mann's Thief, done in 1981, Jimmy Caan at the highest level. So Ridley saw what his understudy did and said, I want those people. Anyway, watch Thief. So I was just, and then Last of the Mohicans. I'm 18 or 19 years old, washing dishes and bussing tables, living in a barely I can afford it, a $300 a month rent for an apartment because I have 2 extra bedrooms for Michael and Caesar, and they can only work in the dish room. And I take them to see Last of the Mohicans. Michael Mann directed as well. My gosh.
I know.
I go!
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
DDL.
And I've always been in love with Madeline Stowe since then.
I understand that. Pull up a picture of Madeline Stowe. Is she on that list for you, Bob?
What era?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Do the 90s.
Okay. So
Early
like,
90s.
Last of the Mohicans,
Last
Madeline
of the Mohicans and Stakeout and Revenge, all of that.
I feel like bros movies, like it's always Last of the Mohicans is always in the top 10. Yeah, pull her up, Madeline Stowe. There we go.
Yeah, she was pretty solid in the 90s.
Yeah.
God, Cora in Last of the Mohicans.
Oh yeah.
She's like, these are not strangers. They're not strangers. They're family. These are not strangers. These people require a proper Christian burial. First of all, ma'am, they are not strangers. And his eyes start switching. And the dead stay where they lie. Because he didn't want to get tracked.
Yeah.
Really good stuff.
God damn it, dude. Watching you go into this is amazing.
Yeah, remember, he's like, first, they're not strangers. And he's like, they showed him, remember, a few scenes before, playing with the children. He was just there at the cabin.
What was the movie that was the final push for you? Of like, hey, I really want to go into entertainment.
Well, I didn't know,
everybody always has.
I didn't know it was a business.
one.
First of all, I thought there was all. How would you know if you're not from that region? I thought just somehow artists do this stuff. I never thought about it because I never thought it was even possible for me.
Well, did you even think you were going to come back from overseas?
No, see what I'm saying?
No.
Holy shit, brother! Brothers were fucking getting killed around.
I know.
But when I got brought into Generation Kill and I saw the process, I'm like, wow, this is just like the military. You're always behind schedule, you're always over budget, and you're always exhausted. And you need to make it happen every day. And you're working 6 days a week.
And it's always hurry up and wait.
Yes, it is. Same. And then I saw the difference in money. I toppled regimes and freaking... I'd done and been through so much. It cost me my sanity, cost me my marriage, it cost me a lot. And then the young men that I'm working, some of them, these young men, while we've been going to war, they've been going to auditions. And then we're making $750,000 of pretending to do war. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't angry then. I got a little angry later. At the time, I just thought to myself, if this is competitive, and it is, then I just need to be at this level then. I didn't know about acting. I didn't know anything about it. And I learned on the job. And it's harder than people know. To even act in a way that at least you get consistent work. That's not even being great. It's not Daniel Day-Lewis. It's not Dreyfuss. It's not Pacino and De Niro at their heyday. Just to be a television actor requires so much practice, preparation, and work. And it is very difficult, you all, when camera's on you, to be natural. To be natural. Very difficult. You're reading lines somebody else wrote. You're under pressure. You're doing the master. Then you're doing the two-shot. Then you're over the shoulder.
Yep.
They're over their shoulder. And every time you're natural, and every time you're giving them a tag so they can edit, it's a lot of work.
It is, and I was talking to, and not to drop names, but Travis Kelce
Oh, yes.
about it the other day. We hung out with him for about a half hour,
was he
45
good
minutes.
dude? You know, I'm Kansas City. I'm from Kansas City. My Chiefs.
Great dude.
Okay, great.
By the way, the work ethic on Pat Mahomes,
Oh,
bro, you understand it.
I do.
He was the first one on the field.
really? Leadership.
But an hour before everybody else, and he wasn't even playing that day. Like, it was impressive.
Leadership.
Yeah, I walked out there and I was like, no fucking way. It was just him. Travis, because they weren't playing that. They didn't have to because they were going to the playoffs.
That's right.
Didn't matter to Mahomes. He was out there just,
That's
crushing
beautiful.
drills with his coaches. But Travis had come out. He was best friends with our co-host Eric Wolf on the NFL show.
Really?
Yeah, they were college roommates. Played on the Cincinnati team together, and we were talking about acting. And he goes, man, I was not aware of how exhausting it is. And he goes, how you just kind of sit around and wait to do nothing. And then when they need you, boom, you do it. And he goes,
You gotta be
'cause
on.
You're there for like 12 or 14 hours.
Oh, yeah.
So he was saying he just finished Happy Gilmore 2, which comes out this summer. And I was like, how many days did you spend on it? He's like, only a couple. And I go, okay, cool. Imagine if you're the lead. I go, then it's 4 months.
preparation.
It's 4 months. And then it's the same thing for 12, 14 hours
Hats
a
off
day.
to Skarsgård, who has now become a bona fide movie star around the world. You know, Alexander Skarsgård, and P.J. Ransone, who played Ray Person. Those guys had so much verbiage in Generation Kill. They had to work so hard, man. Hats off to them. It's a very, very difficult business. Also, the politics of it as well. You can't be your real self until you're a superstar. But then when you're a superstar, many have had to give up some things ethically or morally. And so now they're superstars, and they feel also, I had to surrender some things. It takes so much out of you. This is what's so awesome now for me, Ross, and I think it's worked out perfectly. I get to just be myself. I've never had to surrender or compromise. I've never compromised. I never will compromise. And now I'm with CAA, the biggest boys in the freaking joint. I've got 5 agents, and I never compromised. But I think I'm the only 53-year-old, aside from like Morgan Freeman, that had this tipping point. But Morgan's, and you know, he's a veteran as well, legend, and he's a proper actor. I'm not. I'm an entertainer, and I'm a presenter.
But that
I'm very
pays,
thankful
that
for it.
pays more right now.
Oh, well, I'm thankful
And
for it.
I tell everybody this on Ross Passion Revolution all the time. It's like celebrity's dead. So like the movie star as we know it, there's a couple left.
There's
like Tom
only a
Cruise,
few.
Like 5.
Cruise,
Clooney,
Pitt,
maybe Pitts.
and Clooney's not looking so good no more.
No?
McConaughey ain't looking good. And by the way, I think he's turned into a fine actor. To have the visage, which some of it is your genes
Yep.
and your discipline, and to have the chops, and to have the freaking energy to keep taking the meetings when you got a wife and kids, it's immense, as you know.
And the other thing too about it is my kids. Let's take my kids for example. They're all these kids are gravitating more towards real people.
Yeah.
So they want the person and the authenticity of it. They don't want the movie star bullshit, and they don't want to hear people whine about whatever the fuck's going on.
The characters are not interesting to them. They are interested in the people.
Yes. And so literally all of my kids could care less. It's about the people that they're following on the YouTube and
I had no
or
idea.
on your show,
Thank
for
you.
example. So
Thank
like,
you.
who knew it would have paid off more to just be Rudy Reyes versus, oh, hey, weren't you in that Thanksgiving horror movie or whatever it is? And you're like, yeah, I guess. And it's like, no, but everybody knows you as Rudy Reyes. It's more important now to be a brand and somebody that people love. And then because of what you did, and the Call of Duty thing was totally lucky.
It was.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
And
that
you know,
thing
I
exploded.
was brought on that because Tat Gas, a recon brother that owns and runs it, I was brought on that because Activision, who does that? Okay. They gave him a hot fill. You've got 5 days to make this happen if you want the contract. And my boy said, well, I know one guy that's always ready. And that's why I got the call.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, there's other great stud, handsome dudes and great special operations professionals. There's so many they could have gone to. Really great warriors and heroes. No, we've got 5 days to do this, and I can call this guy now, and I know he's ready.
That's funny. Did you get to meet everybody there?
Oh, yeah, we were with, it was Jade and I. It was another great recon brother of mine played Ghost. Forever. Aaron Schweitzer, legend cat, fought in the invasion with me. Border Patrol, Bortec, bro. But, he's got his face covered.
Yeah. That was the beauty of you. It's your face, so it's everywhere. Last March, I had dinner with the creator of Call of Duty. The actual guy. Did you meet the actual dude?
They brought me in to do the facial stuff with the facial recognition, billion cameras in a sphere, and all of that. And it was French and Italian guys. Yeah. And the guy that created these guys are like brainiacs. They're Elon Musk's of video games.
Correct. They had no military experience whatsoever. And it was this white guy who was
average.
He looked like an extra on The Office.
Yes.
No military experience whatsoever. And so it was, I don't know, 15 of us at this dinner, and I'm talking to him about it. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, man, do you know how many people have come through our show and said that I signed up for the military because of Call of Duty?
Isn't that wild, bro?
Well, here's the best part of this story. There was a Navy SEAL who was sitting down at the other end of the table, and he walks over and he overheard the conversation, and he goes, hey man, did I overhear that you're the guy who created Call of Duty? And he goes, oh yeah. He's like, are you a fan too? And he goes, oh no, I'm a Navy SEAL, man. I just want to tell you get a lot of people killed. And then he just kept walking.
Because the SOPs went
I
out there.
died laughing, and like I looked at this guy, I didn't know what to say to him, and finally he broke the ice, and he goes, you know how many times I hear that? Yeah. And I was like, shit. Next time you're on the show, I'll ask.
Okay, there was a scandal about 7 to 8 years ago because on one of the earlier iterations, they brought in some SEALs to do the SOPs, the standard operating procedures. And the SEALs took the paycheck. They were active duty guys. And they did it so correct that it may have given our enemy opportunities to understand how we fight.
No way.
Yeah, that's why it went down.
Holy shit.
That's what that Navy commander, that SEAL commander, that's why he was angry.
God damn it, dude.
They did it so correct. They did it so correct.
So I interpreted it so differently. I thought that he meant that it was, some neckbeards in the basement who were pretend pew-pewing and then actually got out there and they were like, oh, fuck.
No,
this is not what it was like in my basement.
They brought on some SEALs and they were so authentic with how we do things that everybody in the world get to see what are called TTPs, tactical training procedures. That's what he was talking about.
Holy fucking shit. And so what happened after that? Did they say...
I think
they went to the video games and they said, hey, man, you got to teach them different techniques?
Yeah, I think the SEALs, those SEALs got reprimanded or maybe even got pushed out. Now me, all I had to do was model.
Sure.
And run around and model, do all the stills and video. and then do the facial recognition and voice and such. And they just plugged it into the algorithm. I didn't do any tactics. I just use. Oh my God, my son, little Dylan. He loves playing the game, and he loves that his dad, Reyes, is the freaking man. And he always tells me, my son's always grabbing my arms. He goes, I love the snack skin. Papa Rudy, I love the snack skin, because the snack skin, by the way, I'm not in charge of any of this, y'all. The snack skin is a fabulous beard with my longer hair. I can't have long hair anymore because of Special Forces. Plate carrier, no shirt, plate carrier only. And in a bird going to do a Halo mission, and I fight like I do, shirtless.
Yeah.
And it's called the snack skin that you got to pay for.
Yeah. You always got to pay for it.
Yeah.
I see those charges in the back end of my debit card at the end of the month, and I'm like, God.
From the kids.
Damn it. Yes, it's all the kids.
I know.
Because of all the add-ons.
Yeah.
All these video games, there's like 90 add-ons and everything else.
I understand at any second of the day, 4 million people are playing online. Call of Duty.
And imagine
what
how
a
much,
metric.
But imagine how much money they're clicking to
Oh,
get
I know. Oh, I know.
all the things.
So
and
now it's starting to change in the industry, in the entertainment industry. There's new legislation coming forward in which if you are working in video games, you rate residuals.
They just passed that already.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My guys are probably going to fight.
To get back
For my
residuals. Yeah. There's some people that are going back already that are trying to get it. And
Especially
that's
since
happening
they've
now.
used me for so many iterations.
Oh, yeah.
It's only fair.
Yeah.
And that money goes to my family. It's not for me.
Of course. And then there's a lot of it, my man.
I'm seeing that.
Call of Duty is so massive that it's just like, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everywhere. It's ruining NFL players' careers because all they do is sit and
Oh,
play it all
really?
day. Oh, yeah.
You know, I don't play games.
I don't either.
I'm always training, and
I don't
we've got
either.
work
Yeah.
to do, and I
Yeah.
got family, meaning I love to see, engage. But no, I don't play. I don't play games. Also, they've gotten so advanced to be able to do them. You really know how to do it. I don't know what I do.
Same.
Matt plays video games. I enjoy just watching him play.
Matt's a piece of shit. Yeah, put the camera back there. Yeah, Matt's a piece of
Matty,
shit.
let's
Like,
show
yeah,
my
yeah,
Matty.
yeah.
This is the man behind the man.
I tell you what, Matty, why don't you walk up behind me?
Yeah, come on over here, brother.
on up and walk
this is
over here on
everybody out
camera.
there. This is Matt DeMeo.
There you go.
Marine Corps. Oh no,
Yeah.
brother. This is the man behind the man. Here, come over here. This is the man behind the man.
Introduced as the piece of shit.
Oh, get out of here.
Well, I'll
brother.
tell you why. Put him on a 2 here.
Yeah, here we
All right,
go.
So
This is the
looking
man behind the
at
man.
camera here.
Yeah.
Rudy Reyes, camera ready all the time,
Yes,
ready
yes.
to rock, doesn't
Ugh.
play video games. Matt plays video games and is a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, brother. Yeah, it's okay, brother. You've earned it. So I enjoy watching him play because it's like I'm in a movie. I'm watching a movie. It's so advanced.
When you watch him play like Call of Duty, do you give him notes of
Oh
like?
no! I'm just a passenger. I'm just a passenger because he's fucking doing such wild shit. But I will tell you, we did do an airsoft thing.
Oh, that was a blast.
He did just as good on the fucking airsoft as he did in the video games. Rudy, on me, and he's just lighting up these 12-year-olds. Ah!
No way.
Well, we have to preface. I'm still a Marine, still a grunt.
Yeah,
you're still- yeah.
So it's all still there.
Yeah.
it is.
But the 12-year-olds fucking destroyed all of us.
Oh, I'm
Ultimately,
sure.
they did.
Of
They had the
course.
best freaking
Yep.
kit, and they had rail guns
Mm-hmm.
that went into backpacks with 2 pistols with continuous ammunition, and they're just right out of freaking.
And they're murdering all
yes,
you guys.
What was the
Yeah.
Irish?
Will Ravello.
Yeah, we were. It was a
Red,
Call of
Green
Duty
Red.
get together. We
Yeah,
were
yeah.
all Call of Duty people.
Okay.
For this big convention, it was so awesome.
was the other
Aaron
newcomer?
Schweitzer, Big
Yes,
Aaron,
yeah,
who
yeah.
plays Ghost. Ghost was there. Jade was there.
That's
and
great.
These little kids ripped us up.
Oh, I'm sure. So we did. Thank you for coming up,
you,
Matty. I
Matty.
appreciate
Love
it.
you,
But we did a thing for Range 15, getting ready for that movie and press and all that other stuff. And they had asked Matt Best
Yeah.
to play against kids.
Oh, okay.
And in video games.
Oh, in video games.
Yeah,
Did
because
you do good?
no, dude, the kids
No,
lit
the
him
kids,
up.
I know. They're just so savage.
But that's the thing is they want to go against the real dudes,
That's
the real
right.
military guys,
That's right.
and then just to say they did it and they were able to beat
That's
them.
right.
And I remember Matt was just like, "I'd fucking kill you in real life."
Brother, yes. So I just did laser tag with Dylan. I take him to this place called the Amp Up when he's doing awesome in hockey and doing all his chores and stuff.
I've been there.
Okay.
I
So
love
we
it. I take my kids.
Brother, I dropped like $500 there, right?
'Cause you keep going over and over and over again.
The go-karts are $50.
Yeah.
And he loves the go-karts and he loves the laser tag and the video games. We're doing Jurassic Park and all the brother, my son is just ripping it up. He's got all the energy that I do, plus 10, and he's beating my ass also in the freaking laser tag, and he's beating my ass in the video games. But they've got a rope course there. I do that rope course and I slaughter all those little kids because they're scared of heights, and I'm like, this is nothing, Anyway, so I do the rope. I get my freaking respect back on the ropes course.
There you go. There you go. Proud of you on that one.
That's
yeah, the rest of it you can't.
No.
How'd you do in laser tag?
I did pretty good, but I'm much bigger than those kids. I have a lot more surface area. Those little bastards are this big. They're damn near invisible.
Yeah.
I did the best I could for a big lummox.
I took my kid out, and first time he lit me up.
Yeah,
I mean, just torched me. And same thing. I was like, where the fuck are you, man? And
exactly.
I'm so big that it's just like, 6'3", rolling around 220, and I'm like, fuck.
And the little light things are going.
Yes, and I'm just constantly getting nuked.
Yeah, and it takes
kids.
away your ammo, right? Because when you're hit, you can't shoot back, and you just keep getting lit up, and they're massing on you.
Finally, on the third try, I was like, all right.
Okay, I'm going to get high ground, and I'm going to wait.
But the same thing, I dropped like $150.
Oh, yeah, brother.
I kept going back in until I won, and yeah. But it's a blast.
It is. It's worth every bit of it. I think it's the best thing that could ever happen is that we be there for our kids during those times. We're never gonna get that time again.
No,
it's just awesome.
And then how many do you have?
I have 2.
So I got
and
3.
my daughter is now 14, and so now she's like, I'm not cool anymore because she's like got a boyfriend and shit. But she's also an athlete.
But even on TV, you're not cool.
Medium. Oh, well, that's cool, but not cool enough to hang out with. But I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my son's 12. He loves it, bro.
Well, hey, man, I love you. I appreciate you being here, as always. This is obviously the point in the show where we get to the Drinking Bro of the Week. You've been on a few times.
Yes.
Is there anybody new that has helped you kind of change your life and put you in a different direction?
You know what? I'm going to give this Drinking Bro freaking tip of the hat to Billy Billingham. He ain't new. He's 60 years old and joined the Army at 16, SAS Command Sergeant Major. Due to his mentorship and his support through SAS and Special Forces, because we're under immense pressure, and production leverages us sometimes to become like TMZ, to dig into recruits' backstory of almost like the dirt. We're not there to do the dirt. We're there to see them as who they really are and peel them back. Billy Billingham's been there and backed my play, brother, and he's amazing. Billy Billingham, that's you, baby.
Awesome.
Drinking Bro.
Awesome. The show is called Special Forces, World's Toughest Test. It is on Fox. It is on Hulu. It is on Weekly. And then you guys have shot, you said, through season 4?
We just got commissioned for season 4. I can't tell you where it's going to be, but I'll be doing the recce's in March and shooting in April and June.
Perfect. Look, like I said when you were here last time, I think this will go a very long time.
I think so, too. I think they said the tipping point is 3.
Yep.
They are already wanting 10 more.
Yeah, because as soon as you hit 3, then they want to hit 5.
Yeah, and then when
5,
you hit 5,
we want to hit 10.
Yeah,
so it's like,
pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, because then they can license it out around the world.
You got it.
So it's great. Rudy Reyes, ladies and gentlemen, one of the best, dude.
Thank you,
You're
bro.
always one of our
Love you,
favorite
bro.
guests. Love to have you. Appreciate you tuning in. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. For Rudy Reyes, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros podcast. Good night, everyone.
What a show. I think that's